Alright guys, continuing the walkthrough of Dark Souls. Just to let you know where we're at right now, this is Anor Londo, and that's where we just started was the bonfire, the first one you run into, right after you leave Sen's Fortress. And the Duke's Archives can only be open after obtaining the Lord Vessel and then defeating Gravelord Nito. So, before you can progress, if you're trying to figure out how to get to the Duke's Archives, make sure you do all of that first, and then you can actually go through the door, because the door is actually an orange fog before you do all those things I just mentioned. So anyways, you go off to the left and just follow the path. It's pretty linear, but whenever you get there, you're going to run into a couple boars. The boar's weakness is fire, so you can use that or magic. Fire obviously does the most damage. Melee attacks do very little damage, so I would not even recommend trying to melee them at all. It's almost like hitting a wall whenever you hit them with a melee attack. See how it like ricochets back? You can't really do much damage. So just stick with fire or magic, and if you want to, I mean, you can just run past these guys. There's just two in these halls, and if you make it past both of them, you can make it to the bonfire, and you can just rest there and they'll reset back to their spawns. But you only have to kill these guys one time and then they're gone. And right around this corner up here is the other boar, so don't be surprised by him. You see they do massive amounts of damage. So once you make it to the bonfire, just go ahead and light it and rest. Make sure you don't walk past it. You may miss it over here on the left, since it's not lit up already. All you have to do to go up is pull the elevator lift and you'll be on your way. Now there is something different up here depending on whether or not you have the DLC. If you have the DLC, there's an ice golem thing in here, and this is actually something you do need to kill and collect an item from in order to progress on to the Artorias of the Abyss DLC. If not, if you don't have the DLC, you won't even see this guy over here at all, so don't even worry about it. These guys, the little ice guys, actually I don't think they really have any specific weakness. Pretty much everything works on them evenly. I don't know about lightning attacks because I haven't used those, but you can pretty easily walk around them and stab them in the back. You can use your homing soul mass, your fire. It all works about the same. So you see how easy it is just to walk around one. It's just the problem is when they get in groups, they become more of a hassle. So you kind of want to lure them out one at a time. The ice golem guy, he may look a little familiar. I think he's actually like Crystal or something like that. I don't know his actual name. This guy you can actually find out by the lake. I think it's called Ash Lake. He's out there with with the Hydra, and so that's maybe why he looks familiar. You can get a shortcut down there with the Master Key and fighting Havel. But there's the item he drops. Remember, it's important to pick this up. But if you do miss it, it will still be here if you come back later. And that's it. Before you fight the magician guy in the middle, I'd recommend taking out his minions and stuff real quick, and make sure you don't have the the wrong magic out whenever you're trying to cast a spell. That could be a quick death. He's really susceptible to fire. As you saw right there, it killed him in one hit. And that was a great combustion, and you can get that from down in Blighttown after you upgrade your pyromancy flame up to 10. You'll see a person wearing the gold hemmed armor. Kind of looks like the what's it called? The Grim Reaper. She'll be sitting down there at the bottom of Blighttown with all those poisonous fields and stuff, and that's how you can get that spell, and some other spells you can't get anywhere else. If you walk around these little side paths, you'll find a couple different chests. So just make sure you explore all these balconies and terraces. Now, as I've said in almost every single video since I've seen a chest, make sure you always attack the chests, because you never know what's going to be there. And these things can kill you in one hit if you don't have enough health. And they're super strong too. They take a lot of damage. So just keep that in mind at all times. When you're running back here, you might be thinking, oh, free item, but make sure you watch these guys that are going to try to ambush you. Or this guy, not these guys. So once you're done exploring, just go ahead and pull the lever again and head up to the top. Now up here, you're going to fight a NPC that is just a one-time battle. He's really not anything special. He's wearing super heavy armor, so he has a terrible roll, and he loves to roll a lot. The only problem here is that he's in a hallway, so that kind of makes things a little more difficult. If you're a melee build, just try to drag him out into this open area so you don't have to worry about hitting your sword or whatever you're using on the walls. If you're magic, same thing if you're using soul mass. Your magic's just going to hit up against the walls, and that's not going to be any good for you. Your fire, well, you won't really have that problem. So after you kill him, you just get a handful of souls, nothing special. But this is the first time you're going to encounter Seath the Scaleless, I think that's his name. But this fight is a loss, so just accept that. And don't miss that crystal gem lizard thing like I did. So once you come in here, you're going to go right through the fog, as usual. But don't even bother attacking, because you can't kill him. He regenerates all of his health. As soon as you hit him, it just regenerates back. You're going to have to come in a different way after you die. And that's pretty much the only option. But right there, make sure you don't get cursed when you die. You do not want to get cursed. That move right there can curse if you don't have a high resistance to curse in that battle. So that's one thing you might want to consider before going in there. Just make sure you have high curse resistance on. And that'll bring you to the next part of the Duke's Archives. You wake up in a little prison cell. You may have gotten stuck here and you're wondering, oh, well, what do? I don't know how to get out of here. Well, there's this lizard guy right here. And you can just hit him once through the wall. And it'll kill him, and that'll get you the key. And then you're on your merry way once you get the key. Now this area is vast. It's huge. There's a lot to explore, so don't be afraid to look around and explore. You're never too far away from the bonfire. So there's a couple jumps and stuff to try out here. You're probably going to die a couple times. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, one thing I also think about is before you go into Seath, if you have a ton of souls, make sure you spend them, because there's no way you're getting those souls back. It's very, very unlikely that you're actually going to live until the next time you see Seath. And actually, it's not even in the same area. I don't think you can even recover your souls, so those souls are gone. Keep that in mind when you're running in there. They are not coming back. So once you come out here, there's going to be two guys just running up here. They're not even going to attack you. So if you're quick, you can just run up there and kill both of them before they even do anything. It may look confusing at first, but they won't even react to you attacking them. Stab them in the back, nothing. They're just there to get up that ladder and be a pain later on. So just stand in front of the ladder and just shoot them. See, you can even drink in front of them. They don't care. They just want to get up that ladder. Now, depending on whether or not you saved Big Hat Logan in Sen's Fortress, he will now be locked up in here. So it's important that you visit this little area and unlock him later on. I think you have to actually go upstairs to get the key. I'm just going out and fighting these things now. And for the most part, those things, they don't even really attack until you're standing right in front of them. So what I like to use against those things is the Crystal Soul Spear, because it travels right through enemies. And once you kill all these guys, you'll find a miracle over here. If you want to get all the achievements slash trophies or whatever, you're going to have to kill all those guys to get that miracle. At least I think it'll always drop in here. It may just be a drop from those guys, and maybe you have to boot it up and just, or not boot it up, but, you know, reset everything with the bonfire and try again. Once you kill everything up here, you can now pull this lever, and that will open the door up top where those lizard snake things ran up to earlier. And now you can progress through the next part of the Duke's Archives. And don't forget this chest over here. So if you didn't kill those lizards earlier, I keep calling them lizards. I think they're kind of like snakes actually. But anyways, if you didn't kill them, now they're going to be up here coming down. For whatever reason, they want to run up there and then they want to come back down whenever you're on the ladder. Maybe they just really like this ladder and they don't want you to have any part of it. So another reason why to kill them earlier, so you don't have to deal with them again right here where they're attacking you. After you kill them, you can run back up here, or like I said, there's a couple little jumps you can try out, and I'll show you some in just a second. So you got the door open, and here's one of the jumps right here. This is what you don't want to do. You don't want to roll and try to land down there. That would be a mistake. You're going to see a mistake right about now. Well, I didn't roll, but I tried to like run into the wall. Don't run into the wall, just kind of fall straight down. Otherwise you could have a little bounce effect off the wall. Because you're not actually trying to land on that platform that's one level below you. It's even lower down. But also you don't want to roll. That white sentence ring is a miracle-based ring. I can't remember if it actually boosts your miracles or it grants you an extra slot for attunement. So that could work both ways, but the white is supposed to be for miracles. I think it's the Dark Moon Seance ring also gives you an extra attunement slot. So there's 2 different options for the same ring, and I believe that is that ring. The room with the bonfire actually has another drop in it where you can make a jump. I'm just going to go ahead and show this to you now, but watch out for these guys that are just waiting back here. They won't aggro at the bonfire, but if you run past it, they'll start coming after you. So I went ahead and skipped where I died because I tried to roll. As I said before, don't roll. I kind of forgot and had to do a little trial and error. But if you don't want to die, don't roll. It's as simple as that. And after you've dropped all the way back down, you're just going to be by that lever again, and you just have to run all the way back up to the ladder, and then you can make your way to the next part of the archives. Now this part isn't exactly that much of a walkthrough, but I just thought this was hilarious. As I got ganged up on by these lizards on the ladder. I got one above me and below me. So if you do drop down, maybe you want to try killing the lizards up top, because there's also one at the bottom trying to come up the ladder, or just drop all the way down from the ladder. Just giving you that information. You can do what you want with it. So once you're back up here, you're going to run into more of these crystal guys. They'll be hiding around corners, the usual. You've already learned at this point how they operate. You can see how easy it is to walk around behind them once you know how to deal with them. So just keep clearing those guys out and you'll be back to a similar area that you started out. It looks very much the same, except there's a lot of these magician, crazy guys. As I said before, there's a lot of hidden chests, kind of hidden anyways. They're on these little corners of the balconies. So if you explore everywhere, you're gonna find them. I'm gonna skip some of this stuff just because this area, I find it really boring because everything looks the same. You're just kind of navigating these staircases, twisting these staircases around, and you're doing like the same things over and over again. So to me, it's not as appealing. But if you want to explore for all the other stuff, you can. I'm gonna go ahead and just go straight to where you'll find Big Hat Logan. If you get in trouble with this little magician guy right here, you can stand right at that corner and he won't hit you with his magic spells. And he also tends to miss if you're kind of at that little angle I was just at. So just a little tip for dealing with that guy. Alright, now you're down in the area where you'll find Big Hat Logan. Well, this is if you rescued him from Sense Fortress and you talk to him over in the Firelink Shrine, and then you rescue him from the bottom where you just saw. I think then maybe you talk to him again in the Firelink Shrine, and then he'll go right back into that room that you just saw. If you didn't do all that, well, then he's not going to be here. This is that simple. So there's a chest here, and I believe there's another one downstairs. Like I said, as usual, you always got to check your chests before opening them. Alright, down here is really the end of the Duke's archives, but you're not going to want to go out here first. There's still a bonfire that you're going to want to rest at before you go out there, because that will leave you to the ice caverns, or crystal caverns, whatever they're called. Oh, and that's the weapon I'm using, except mine's fully upgraded. So if you're wondering about my weapon, that was the one. You just kill that chest right there, and all you have to do is find the right embers and stuff, and then you can finish upgrading it. But still, that weapon right there is really good, even if you don't upgrade it. So the bonfire is just right out here past the staircase on the balcony, kind of looking out to where you're about to go. So once you rest up there, you'll take on the next part, which is a really tricky part. So make sure to watch the next video. And also, if you do me the favor of liking and subscribing, that would be awesome as well. So thanks for watching, guys. Till next time. Later.